Hello, this is Cute Fuzzy Weasel, and back by popular demand, we have Space Weasel program. Today, we will be sending ABE 3 to Tuna. Hopefully, it makes it there. Right, now, as you remember, if you've been watching this for a while, the ABE 2 was outfitted with an extra fuel pack here, designed to act as a relay once it's done, which we'll be keeping. Other than that, I've really made no modifications. We're using R2 hardware, so I'm really launching, at this point, a museum piece into space, but it's a proven museum piece, so we're gonna keep it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and launch now. God, that is a loud rocket. I forgot how loud this was. So, I'm just now realizing that there is actually a design flaw with this, and that's this component here is right on these two dividers, so when this detaches, this is going to go flying into space. I'm not sure why I didn't see that. I can't tell if that's in a good position or a bad position. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good position, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, well that took like 15 minutes, so here we are. We're making our lunar slingshot burn. I'm dubious as to whether or not this burn is actually feasible. I mean, it kind of does this weird loop thing, but you know, whatever. My bigger concern is... Ah, fuck! Oh, I fucked up! I should have burned directly from Kerbal to Duna. Shit. Alright, well... guess that happened. That's fine. Alright, according to this, I'm going to lose fuel. I'm gonna run out of fuel. Oh shit, that's like way out of order. God damn it. What boosters? What? Okay, no, hang on. Alright, and then this. Why are the boosters out of order? There. Alright. There's like a line here. Obviously my camera's blocking it so you can't see it, but there's a fuel line here, and I'm wondering if it's this thing? Wait. How come this isn't emptying? This should be emptying. Yeah, like these should all be emptying. I'm gonna go ahead and have them do that right now. Boom. Okay. So we've made the burn. That looks like... looks okay. Let's see what happens. And it gets into this. Wow. That's not really close, but 29,000, kilometers is pretty damn close. Close enough to get this view. Yeah. There it goes. I wonder, is there any science on this thing that I haven't actually done in orbit around the moon yet? Like, what about this thing? Does that get us... Hot damn! We haven't done that around the moon yet. Well, now we have. It's a good test of the science. What else? I got anything else on here? I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure I've logged radio. Like... Son of a bitch! I haven't logged the radio from here? Have I done a magnetometer scan from this high? Okay, well obviously, I did that, but I'm just kind of surprised that I haven't done that yet. Huh. Alright. Well, this is gonna go on for a little bit. but it does look like once I get outside of the sphere of influence that, yeah. Alright, there we go. That's good. Alright, so now comes this. So let's take a look at what we can do with Duna. I can have a burn in 8 days, which, oddly enough, does actually get me sort of an encounter. Kind of. It kind of gets me an encounter. And then I can bend that back. Whoop. It's all this. I don't want to use the computer for this. I want to finagle it, but let's see. So what is... Oh, I see. That's not... Alright, so I got to do that, and then hit this. This is the fun. This is where the fun is. Boom! There we go. That's an encounter. I can work with that. That's an encounter in a year. Oddly enough, that's about as long as it normally takes a probe from Earth to get to Mars. And we're gonna go ahead and drain more of this in, just to make sure that it, you know, all works. But overall, I'd say we definitely have enough fuel. So we'll get to this. We'll make this burn. And then we'll get to Duna. So give that a second. Alright, so the burn's over. Which means now we get to fine-tune our approach. So we're going to speed up time a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot Bill and Ted 2's still floating out there. Huh. I guess Bill and Ted 1 is still floating out there too. This, I don't know. You know, you pick up and you move and you come back and you do all kinds of things, and then you come back to the game, and it's like there's a history, and that's what I fucking love about this game. You play it right, there's a history. You build up a history. I would love to go through, like, have an episode where I just go through the debris and just identify what, like, rockets it came from, just to, like, see the I mean, okay, well, I guess that's kind of weird. Alright, I guess it's kind of pathetic. I guess I'm a small, pathetic person. Alright, keep warping. Speaking of small, pathetic people, what are we doing after this? Well, we're gonna get a shitload of science from this, probably. We're gonna get a shitload of science from this, because we've just not really gone to Duna at all. We did a flyby, and we did a landing that was a failure, and now we've got this, so it's like, yeah, we're probably gonna get a lot of science out of this. That's if I can modify the approach here, because, alright, so this approach isn't really that great. It looks like 62 days, 1 hour, and then 60. Okay, so I got 2 days once I get into that approach to make my move. Let's see if I can expand that a little bit. So I got this node in 25 days. And the goal is to really... Whoa, alright, that's the opposite. The goal is to get these 2 nodes here further apart. The further apart they are, the more time I've got in orbit. So, let's see. Of course, with the angle of approach, there's not a whole lot I can really do. So I've got day 61 is the encounter, and the escape is day 64. No, wait, no, the escape is day 63. I've not really done anything. That. There we go. So now it's day 61, day 63. That's still 3 days. Let's see if I can get something a little bit closer. Whoop. Now that's day 61 and that's day 64. All right, that's pretty good. Go ahead and execute that node. Oh, right. You're very, 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 very slow still. God, I forgot how slow this thing was. The next Duna probe is going to be an R4 variant using modern technology. So we're not going to have these issues. Anyway, let's drain the fuel here a little bit more. Get some more fuel into there. And... alright, so get rid of that. Let's see, X that in. Alright. So that's full. So these things, this can be decoupled. Boom. And let's see. Do I want to keep this on? Because it's tempting, but this is really kind of a weird orbit for a relay. Like, this is a really weird orbit for a relay. I don't know, it might work. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I want to have the same kind of coverage that I got with the moon for Duna, because when I eventually send people to Duna in 500 years, I guess, at this pace, I don't want to have any kind of communications issues. Now, the dish that I'm going to put on that mission is probably going to take care of that itself, but I'd rather not have it come to that. Alright, so this burn is only 2 seconds. That's excellent. There it goes. So now, our encounter is day... Give it a second. Alright. Day... Okay, T-minus 35, 38. So we've got it to 3 days. Let's get ourselves a little bit closer. Just a wee bit closer. Just a little bit closer. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty far away. Let's see if we can narrow that down. Of course, you can't... No, you can see. You guys can see this. It's right there. Yeah, there we go. Let's do that. See if I can get this node here just a little bit closer. Whoa, that's the opposite. That's the opposite. We don't want that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Still pretty far, but... Ooh, that's close. That's nice and close. Alright, execute that node. Fuck, this is slow. Okay, so, after the Duna mission, though, where are we going? I'll have 2 choices. Obviously, I'm going to pick out science at the end of this episode. But I'll have 2 choices for the episode after this one. I'm either going to do a... I'm either going to update the R4 and do probably a 2-part, thing, mission to there, mission back, with an updated R4. Mission to the moon, that is. Or I'm going to design and launch a modern, long-range probe. You know, the successor to the Bill and Ted, which I guess would be the, Wayne's World. I guess I'll name it the Wayne's World. Yeah, that's another obscure 90s movie. I guess the 3rd generation, Deep Space Probe will be the Austin Powers. So, I either do an updated mission to the, do another couple episodes on an updated mission to the moon, or I launch a long-range space probe. It's one of them. Here we go. Yeah, that's getting us pretty good. So now our approach is, come on, be done, and it is done. T-minus 2 days, 5 days, so we're still 3 days. It's still that I got a bad feeling about this velocity, but the angle of approach, there's just not much I can do to help it, so let's see what our you know, our end result here looks like. Okay. Alright, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. What would it take to circularize that? Okay, what would it take to not circularize that, but kind of ellipticalize that, if you know what I mean? Like this. At what point am I not running out of all my fuel? Oh, okay, so it's at the point where it's totally pointless for me to do this. Okay. That's cool. Maybe I can use the moon. You know what? I'm gonna see. Maybe I can use Ike as a cheat. You know? Maybe I can use Ike as a cheat and get myself a little better, a little more fuel economy. Or not. Damn it. This approach is not good. There's just not a whole lot I can really do. Wait, maybe there is. There we go. Now, if I can get really goddamn close to Ike, I'm still going too fucking fast. Still too fast. I'm going too fast, and Ike is too small to do anything to my orbit. We're gonna have to brute force our way and just circularize it. I don't want to, but that's just what we're gonna have to do. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, execute that node. Hopefully, you know, we've got enough to at least get into to circularize. Of course, our fuel to weight ratio might go down a lot if we get rid of this, and I just accept that I'm gonna have a relay out in kind of a weird orbit. If I can just accept that, we'll have a much better time. But, you know, no, it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't even make any sense. Either way, I'm gonna be having this thing in a weird orbit because I'm gonna have to ditch this entire piece to make the orbit anyway. So, yeah, there's really no point. Okay. Decouple. Alright. Let me just... Oh, yeah, there's none. Okay. Well, let me rename this thing. What's a good name for the ABE 3 relay? Bart! This is probably, honestly, people, this is the last ABE probe. Because this is just so fucking antiquated. I say with my privileged futureness. Oh dear, it's so antiquated. No. Ah! Alright. We're getting there. And locked. Okay. Now my big fear is that we're gonna run out of... Because we've got like 2 lines here. So my big fear is we run out of fuel in this stage, and we end up having to circularize with this. And the reason I'm scared of doing that is because if this, like, if the fuel in that depletes, then we're fucked again. We can't, we've once again failed to land on Duna, which is kind of the next easiest planet outside of Eve. And Eve was fucking hard to do. I think a lot of it just comes down to, like, the... Oh. Okay. I forgot that I deactivated that. Anyway, I think a lot of it just comes down to, hey! I know you can't see it, but the little bars are gone, so we're gonna make it. That's great. I should have another relay actually out there. Like, there should be another one of these, isn't there? Take a look. Yeah, there it is. ABE-1 relay. You should be able to bounce off... Oh, it's blocked by Mars. I mean, it's blocked by Duna. So, I guess the next question is, like, do I want to try and land on Ike with this stage of the probe the same way I landed on Gilly? Wait, is that Ike? Or is that... Yeah, that's Ike. So, do I want to try and land on Ike with that stage of the probe? Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's not designed... I mean, I'm abusing the design. And part of me doesn't like doing that, but if I can get, like, that into an orbit around Ike, that'd be cool, you know? Ike would be, you know, that's a pretty good vantage point for a relay. You know, if I had something on the surface and that wasn't there and it couldn't, you know, contact the other relay, you know, it couldn't contact Bart for some reason. Yeah, it'd be good. It looks like we've got enough fuel. Alright, so if I circularize the periapsis again... That's... Oh, shit. Move all nodes. I need to set Duna as my target. Unset target, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get us in around... Oh. Okay, so I'm moving in the opposite direction to Ike. Well, that's gonna make orbiting it a little bit trickier once I'm in orbit around Duna, but not impossible. Did I do this science around Ike? Yeah, I probably did all the science. Really, the last thing and the best thing to do would be to land, but that's just not gonna happen. Oh, you know what I didn't do, though? Didn't do that, so that's another 21 science. So let's take a look here. Boom. Yikes. Alright, create node. Yeah, if I can get a relay into that kind of orbit, that'll be fine. Alright, so very, very slowly move that around. Yeah. Ah. What time is it? Good lord, it's 10 o'clock. Fuck. Trying to get more sleep, and I gotta do a bunch of other crap tomorrow. But hey, we got into orbit. I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, 1,000. Come on. Yeah, I know. We got Duna. I mean, there's Ike right there. But our main goal is Duna. And I'll send an Ike probe on an R4 with better everything. And we'll do that. And right now, we got this. It'd be really funny to land this probe right next to the first probe that didn't work. Like, that would be... That'd be kind of funny. And ironic in a way, but we'll see. Oh, yeah. I mean, we got... I don't know. You know, we've got so much fucking fuel to work with. I feel like it would be stupid to not try to land on Ike with this thing. Because, I mean, we still got everything. We have everything in this. I tell you what, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to leave it up to a coin flip, okay? So, heads, we leave this thing in orbit. It's a relay. Maybe we reposition it so it's a little bit better. You know, maybe we boost it out a little bit so it's beyond the orbit of Ike. So we can get like a good long range relay, you know, a good overall orbital relay. Or tails, we try to land that relay on Ike. So I'm gonna put my trust in the coin gods here. That was a pathetic toss. The coin gods should be pissed at me, but it landed on tails. So that's what we're gonna do. So first we're going to ditch this, because this isn't necessary, and unfortunately that's gonna fling that out, so before we do that, let's... Oh. Alright, I guess we already... Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Bill and Ted. You know, I could... fuck it. Pick a plan and stick to it. Oh. Huh. 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 Out of curiosity, can my thrust do anything in this? Like... Oh! Oh! Okay. So I could get this into a lower orbit and use that. Okay. Hey! Best of both worlds. Glad I did that. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents. And we gotta ditch this section anyway, so it's perfect. So, okay. Great. Okay, heads, we do the landing first. Tails, we do the Ike landing first. That's a better flip. And it was tails. Alright. So, this thing, and this is a little tricky. Alright. Control from here. I'm going to call this the ABE 3 relay until further notice. Alright. So, if we're going to try to get to Ike, we're going to try to land on Ike. First thing we need to do is see where we get an encounter with Ike, and we get an encounter right there. Actually, that's fucking perfect. Look at that. Look at that orbital. Look at that, the way it arcs over. I can hit that, and then it just bounces me off into the solar system. Like, what kind of... What does that do? I guess it gets me into the weird orbit. I don't want to get into the weird orbit. I want to land. Fuck yeah. Alright. So it's tilting now. And we're probably gonna run out of fuel for this. No, wait, no, the burn time is 3 seconds. Shit. I might be able to do a lot. Yeah, you know, this... For all the shit that I threw at the ABE design, yeah, it is really pretty fucking efficient. Plus, there's no real guarantee that the Duna lander portion of this will succeed, so hedge my bets. And I can do a lot of science from down there. I mean, I got this, and alright, well, I can do that, and it can act as a relay on the surface. And I can't, yeah. that's the only science experiment on this? Guess it is. But hey, I can get a lot of science done with a magnetometer. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Whip this around. Nice, it made contact. Oh, ooh, gotta watch that. If that goes off into orbit, I'm kind of fucked. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Come on, landing guidance. Don't fuck up here. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have tried to get into an orbit with the... Yeah, fuck it. What's done is done. Ah, yikes. This is... really... I don't like this start-stop bullshit that's going on. Come on, man. It's just... Ah! Okay, you know what? Don't auto-warp, okay? Stop auto-warping. Just... do your thing. Alright? Now, if you think you can land with that amount of fuel and that amount of thrust, you're welcome to, but don't warp us into the fucking ground, dick. There it goes. I am gonna trust the Stromboli engine. But look at that landscape. Ike is basically a large asteroid. Oh, nice. I love how they redesigned the... Oh, okay, good. I thought it crashed. I mean, something crashed. It was the stage, but... Okay, we're... going in pretty hot here. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're... Yeah! Yeah! There it goes. The impossible little lander that can. On this kind of volcanic glass surface. Doing what it just wasn't supposed to do and still loving it. I respect the ABE, this relay. You know what? I'm gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename this the Ike Relay. Yeah. Cool. I don't think this works in a thing that's not in space, so I'm gonna toggle that. Bring those back in. But this works. 28 science. Fucking right, you know? Ike appears as magnetically boring on the surface as it did on orbit. Fuck you. You know, you gotta give Ike a chance. And plus, it'll act as a relay. If this part of Ike ever... No, it's able to relay through several hundred miles of solid stone and hit the ABE-1 relay. It's able to do it. Alright. So now it's time to land on Duna. Okay. It's the last of me coffee. Alright, so this is a little trickier. First thing we're going to do is get into a lower orbit. Not super low, but definitely lower than this. Yeah. Yeah, that'll... maybe a little lower. That'll do it. Okay. And I want to do a maneuver planner. I want to circularize at periapsis create node. Alright, execute all nodes. And this should work. This, you know, we've got enough... Oh, and just to make sure, we're going to retract this solar panel. And we're going to retract that solar panel. And I'm going to retract this one. I'm gonna retract this. Come on, let me retract it. Oh, let me auto warp. Why can't I... Jesus Christ, do I have to get all the fuck way into this? Yeah, alright. So once we're done auto warping, it'll let me modify that. Okay. Alright, retract antenna, just to make sure that we have one antenna that's not gonna die. Okay. And once we get into low orbit, we're gonna do a, logger visual scan. And then after that, we're gonna ditch this thing. We're gonna make our landing deal go on. And then we'll do science. Okay. Here we go. Yep, we're hitting some air resistance, but that's not the kind of air resistance that I like. I want to make sure that this booster is facing it. Come on. It's going, it's going. We're bouncing off of the ABE 1 relay. And we're getting pretty low, but we're not getting any kind of, like, overheat. Alright. Okay, so we've lost one antenna. We've lost one antenna. I'm gonna try to get us down a little bit more. Okay, so what did that do? Coming down a little bit. I'm going to exhaust this jet here. It doesn't really matter where we land. Anywhere we go is going to be like, okay, more science. Alright. Okay, time to modify this. Minimum pressure. Got it. Alright. Gonna modify this a little bit too. Modify this. Modify this. And modify this. Alright, T is out. Okay, we're coming down, we're coming down. The surface of Duna looks kind of like Play-Doh. Alright. Use up all that. Okay, that's used. Decoupling. And activating chutes. Ah! And we're good! That actually didn't take very long. But we are not that far from the surface. I'm just going to speed up time a little bit. A little bit more. And look at that. Look at that surface. We're going to land in some sand. Boom. All right. And all right, so extend solar panels. And dig in here so I can find the... Just like a route that I gotta... Alright, here we go. And extend antenna. Okay, we can transmit science. We did it! We fucking landed on Duna. Look at that. Look at that. We landed here. In this great, horrible, barren, lifeless red desert. Yay. Alright, let's get some temperature. It's... Okay, so we even landed in the Midland Sea. That's good. I like that. That's better than lowlands. The atmosphere is pretty thin, even at the surface. You don't think parachutes or wings would work as well. Parachutes got us here, bitch. Take that, and bitch. That. Alright, the goo is being goo. That's good. What else? Ah, log seismic data. The sensor gives insight into the seismic activity of... I was hoping for a little more than that, but whatever. Alright, what about collect laser data? So what are we getting from this? Trace amounts of water are detected amongst the iron oxide silicates common to Duna's surface. Huh. That's 33 science. What about this? The thing. The albedo of neutrons. Moderate levels of hydrogens are detected in scans of Duna's surface. This is almost certainly an indicator of a subsurface water deposit. Nice. So, good info should we ever decide to colonize. And hey, you know, if I wanted to colonize somewhere, Midland Sea is not a bad place. What else? Do I have any other science? I don't think I do. Can I, like, roll this somewhere? No. I can't abuse the roll mechanic to do stuff. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Well, okay. That is not bad. That's actually really cool. We got it all the way down there. We got something. And from space, on a satellite image, it would look like this. We did it. I don't know, at this point in a probe's life, I just like looking at it in its new environment. It's like, you know, you started out on a launch pad a year and 38 days ago, and now you're here. Something that we made is here. Well, I made. You watch me make it. So we made it together in spirit. Alright, so I guess that's it. Yeah. So here we go. Let's go to the Space Center. See how much science we have. I'm hoping for a whole heapin' helping of science here. Whole heapin' bunch. Whole steamin' pile. Tyler, want some science, buddy? Holy shit, our total science right now is 1,159. Okay. Well, that's a lot of science. So I can get a lot with that. Yeah. We'll get back to that in the next episode. Until then, have a good day, and green tiny people popcorn. Pop them in your mouth and crush them.